Hello, this is Brian Hunt, and I'm going to tell you about some of the ways that you can get to Point Reyes and some of the hikes that you can do once you get there. So, for starters, for getting to Point Reyes, if you're coming up north from San Francisco, you're going to be coming up. The scenic route is going to be the one, or you can take the 101 over to Sir Francis Drake Boulevard. You'll be getting off in Marin and heading west, and that'll drop you off over here. If you're coming from the north, such as Sonoma County, you can take one down, which is the scenic route, or you can exit Petaluma on D Street, and that'll take you out to the Point Reyes Petaluma Road, and that'll bring you out here. Now, which road you take also kind of depends on where you want to go. So the most common trailhead is going to be the Bear Valley Visitor Trail. And you're going to be parking right about here. There's bathrooms in the visitor center located here. It's about a 4 mile hike on the Bear Valley Trail over to what was formerly Arch Rock. You're going to pass through Divide Meadow. That's the background photo on this website. So you should expect it to take about an hour and a half on this trail. And you'll get some ocean views out here. The trail itself is relatively flat. I believe Divide Meadow is, 500 feet above where you start here, and then obviously you're going down to sea level once you get to the coast. It's relatively shaded. There are horses and bicycles allowed, and due to that, it's one of the most popular trails. So if you are trying to get away from people, I would not recommend this. If you are looking for an easy, accessible first hike in Point Reyes, I definitely recommend the Bear Valley Trail starting from the Bear Valley Visitor Center. To give you a better idea of kind of what Point Reyes looks like, Point Reyes is very large. It's going to take about an hour, potentially longer if you're a slow driver, to even drive around this park. So over here on this left side here where the mouse is, you can see this is where the lighthouse is going to be. This is accessible via driving and some very steep steps. I recommend checking the weather. The weather out in this area tends to be foggy. However, if you dress appropriately, it's quite enjoyable. Up north over here is going to be McClure's Beach, beyond what this map is showing. As well, there is some exposed hiking out here, so if it's sunny, you're going to need lots of sunscreen, and if it's windy, which it often is, you will want a jacket to keep you warm. Up north is your best chance to see elk. Over in this section here, this is where some historic cattle farms are. So some of the hiking out here, you will be hiking where the cattle are roaming, specifically the Estero Trail here. Back more into the park, if you just want to drive down to a sandy beach, Limentor Road will take you down. There are bathrooms down here, and you can spend a nice day at the beach. Because of the structure of Point Reyes, this is actually a relatively protected beach, so the waves are minimal, and the weather is generally better than over here. Over in this section tends to get the bad weather. This section here is the Great Beach. It's 17 miles of beach. The waves tend to be heavy, it tends to be windy, and I do not recommend going in the water in this section here. One of the common hikes in Point Reyes is to Alamir Falls. Alamir Falls is just south on this map, and the easiest way to get there is from the Palomarin Trailhead, and you head north on the Coast Trail. Another way that you can do it, if you are a not seasoned hiker, but if you are someone who enjoys going long distances, is you can actually start at the Bear Valley Visitor Center and go down the Bear Valley Trail, get to Arch Rock, and head south on the Coast Trail. Be aware that by the end of the day, that is can be between 15 and 20 miles round trip. Slightly shorter, but with lots of elevation gain. You can also start the Five Brooks Trailhead and head over the Stewart Trail or the Green Picker Trail to reach Alamir Falls. You can see the Alamir Trailhead here. This is going to give you an idea. So if you go about half mile south of where the mouse is right now. That is where the waterfalls will be. Another option for a longer hike is you can start at Limantour Beach and head south along the beach in the sand, reaching the coast trail down to Arch Rock, and then looping back to the Bear Valley, to Baldy, to the Sky Trail, to the Woodward Valley Trail. This section here, if you were to hike this section here, it is very unlikely you would see somebody. I have hiked this before and been on the trail for 10 hours or so and not seen anybody in this section here. It is very common, especially on weekdays, to not find anybody when out hiking in Point Reyes. If you're looking for more of a picnic, what you can also do is drive north on Sir Francis Drake Boulevard. You get a little bit past Inverness. It's a nice town. You can pick up, there is a kind of like a small quickie mart here where you can get snacks, but they don't have kind of better sandwich options. You can also eat in Inverness, however, it's a touch expensive. If you continue north, on the east side, there's going to be a beach that you can reach, Horseshoe Beach. This is Tomales Bay here. The water is relatively warm. This is actually pretty swimmable during the summer. So this is just a short introduction to the hiking available at Point Reyes. Thank you.